What's up, Taiwan? I'm Jaime Ocon with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Starting off with local news. Taiwan's President Tsai has welcomed the UK's trade minister, using the occasion to call for a trade deal between the two countries. Tsai met with Minister Greg Hands on Wednesday at the presidential office building in Taipei. Hands is the latest in a string of high-profile politicians to visit Taiwan. His arrival follows recent delegations from the US, Canada, and Ukraine, among others. The minister wrote on Twitter that he led the UK's yearly trade talks with Taiwan, which had yielded, quote, big results. President Tsai called for the two nations to sign a formal agreement.
我们的目标是强化台英经贸互惠交流。我们希望台英一起努力，促成双边签订投资贸易协定。我也要借这个机会感谢英国政府长期支持台湾的国际参与，以及支持台海的和平稳定。同时，我要恭贺刚上任的英国苏纳克首相，期盼在新政府的支持之下，台英关系能够不断的提升，有更多的合作成果。
Police have busted a fraud ring that laundered over $100 million in stolen money through online games. It's just the latest in a string of similar criminal groups that the authorities have broken up in recent months. John Van Trieste reports.
More than $200,000 worth of stolen cash piled up on a police evidence table. This is the haul from a raid on a fraud ring's headquarters in the central city of Taichung. Police arrested 7 suspects, including the gang's alleged leader. Had the authorities not intervened, this cash would have been laundered. Investigators say the group has illegally processed over $100 million since 2019.
诈骗集团透过购买金币游戏点数方式将钱洗出来。
Authorities have been cracking down on an increasing number of gangs like this in recent months. Some of them cooperate. Police learned about this group's headquarters because of their past ties with another criminal ring, which was busted in August. It isn't just money that's at stake. Some groups use kidnapping and torture to extort their victims. A number of people targeted by the gangs have been forcibly held in hotel rooms or apartments for days, some of whom have died. Law officers have vowed to step up searching hotels for people they suspect are being held against their will.
持续针对旅宿业来进行清查，另外也会针对 一般的社区大楼的出租场所来加强清查。
Police suspect criminal rings could also be gambling on the outcome of Taiwan's upcoming local elections as another way to launder money. As voting day nears, investigators say their crackdown on these fraud groups won't let up. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Amnesty International has criticized Taiwan's decision to block COVID-19 patients from voting in the country's upcoming local elections on November 26th. Under current regulations, people who test positive for COVID must self-isolate for 5 days and cannot go outside, even to cast their ballots. Violators could be fined up to $62,000. Amnesty's Taiwan branch says this may prevent up to 300,000 people from exercising their voting rights. It says the policy is based on what it called unclear laws and regulations. Amnesty also says the rule violates an international covenant guaranteeing the right to vote. The world's biggest chip maker, TSMC, is planning to build a second plant in the US. That's according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. According to the journal, the new plant in Arizona will be focused on its most advanced 3-nanometer process, and the investment will total around $12 billion. TSMC has not confirmed the report. Concern is mounting over weakening global demand for semiconductors. Another report indicated that TSMC plans to delay or halt a new 7-nanometer facility in southern Taiwan. The company has yet to comment on that report. U.S. President Joe Biden says he plans to use his upcoming meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping to draw the two countries' quote, red lines on Taiwan. The two leaders have arranged talks at the G20 summit in Indonesia next week. At the meeting, Biden says they will set out the U.S. and China's critical national interests and discuss ways to resolve disagreements. One of the biggest disputes is likely to be over Taiwan, which China considers part of its territory, even though it has never controlled Taiwan. The U.S., meanwhile, says Taiwan's status is unresolved. President Biden says he is not willing to budge on the biggest issues.
I'm not willing to make any fundamental concessions. And so what I want to do with him when we talk is lay out what kind of each of our red lines are, understand what he believes to be in the critical national interests of China, what I know to be the critical interests of the United States, and determine whether or not they conflict with one another. And if they do, how to resolve it and how to work it out. And so, and Taiwan doctrine has not changed at all from the very beginning.
U.S. Republicans and Democrats are in a tight race for control of both houses of Congress. Votes are still being counted in several key swing states such as Arizona and Nevada. The two U.S. parties are currently neck and neck in the Senate, while Republicans are expected to hold more seats in the House of Representatives. Election analysts say it could take days or even weeks to count all the votes. Taiwan's top baseball league has its champions for the 2022 season. The CTBC brothers won their second consecutive title, making it their 9th title win in 30 years. Bing Wang reports.
海 fastball 吕彦青3振掉了朱玉贤，恭喜中信兄弟是中华职棒33年的总冠军，完成了2连霸。
The field of dreams, where champions are made and etched into history. Fireworks and 20,000 fans erupted in celebration as the CTBC brothers claimed victory at the Taiwan series on Wednesday. The team beat the Rakuten Monkeys 3-2 in the final game. It's the brothers' 9th championship win since 1992. The series is hosted by the Chinese Professional Baseball League, the highest level of the sport in Taiwan. Brothers manager Lin Weizhu said the win was all the more gratifying for taking place in front of a full crowd at his hometown of Taichung.
还有最重要的，我们的热情的球迷朋友们，这一年来这么支持，这么努力的为我们加油呐喊，但这些选手虽然有一些低潮，但是终究我们做到了，总冠军我们拿到了，谢谢各位。
CTBC players Francisco Peña and Tyler Visa, who have played in several international leagues, also thanked the fans for their dedicated support.
I appreciate that all of you guys enjoy me playing, but the most important thing, I enjoy playing for you guys. You guys really gave me that strength to be able to squat down every day there, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy, but I really want you to know I appreciate you guys, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me that support.
Actually, after 9 years of playing professional baseball, this is my first championship, and no better place to get my first one than here. I'm extremely excited, and I'm happy for the country of Taiwan.
This is the brothers' second championship in a row. Following on from this victory, they'll be hoping to complete a trilogy in next year's season. Patrick Chen and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's most prestigious performance venue has promised to improve services for disabled guests. That's after a wheelchair user recently complained online that staff at Taipei's National Theater and Concert Hall repeatedly refused to help him up the stairs after a performance. One staffer said it was because they couldn't take responsibility if an accident were to happen. Theater officials have apologized and vowed to form a task force to look into the situation. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of floating lanterns released in the sky in Thailand. I'm Jaime Ocon. Take care and see you next time.
In a changing world, when voices are being silenced, TaiwanPlus is listening. We tell those stories. No compromise, no boundaries,
people in Taiwan.
no fear.
I want to study Chinese. I'm Ryan Kilpatrick. It's capital Taipei. TaiwanPlus.
TaiwanPlus News.